down. Oh, yeah. Come on.
Today on CityLine, figure flattering fashion inspired by Mad Men.
What you want to do in this scenario is emphasize the bum. So if your bum sticks out, you're actually doing it. You go for it.
Dino's makeup tips for hot summer days.
Start in broad strokes, go back and reload again. This is where you can double dip. Not with potato chips, but definitely with powders.
Lynn's tips for age-appropriate dressing.
Girls, is this so great?
It is hard, I know.
This is not a fun. I'm working out every day. I stare and go, what has happened?
Welcome to Fashion Friday. Man, you guys are excited today. I know why. It's because we have such a great show lined up. We are going to start the show off with our makeover. Please welcome our team. I'm so happy to have you here with us. Shannon Simmons from Vancouver, on the Fringe, hair design. She is our ABA winner. Give her a hand. Doing hair today. And the one and only Dino Dilio. Dino Dilio Beauty. See how much I like you? I like you a lot. Mwah. So, we're going to do a makeover today, and I'm really, really happy with the person that you chose for this. She's a full-time grandma, and you know what? She really deserves to be pampered today. Please give a warm welcome to Catherine. Come on in, Catherine. Hello. Come and have a seat. And tell me a little bit about yourself. I hear that you like to dance.
Yes, we do. My husband and I took up Jitterbug Jive 7 years ago, so we go dancing every weekend, only to the good old rock and roll. And I'm a big Elvis fan.
Oh, there's a whole other side to you.
Yeah.
So, listen, your daughter's in the audience. She's right there. Can you give us a little wave? So I spoke with her before the show, and she's so grateful to have you because you've got her son as well as 2 other of your grandchildren.
Yes, I do.
3 grandchildren every day, Monday to Friday.
Yes,
you're taking care of them.
Yep.
And you love it.
Yes, I do. I think they keep you young.
They
At
do
least
keep
my
you
little
young.
granddaughter does, and she's the youngest, and she's the feisty one.
How old are they all?
7, 4.5, 2, and then we just had a new my son's first, another little boy, 7 months old. He'll be 7 months old.
Which will be another one in your care.
Well, my daughter-in-law said maybe only 2 days a week.
Yeah.
It's different when they're not your daughters.
Yeah, I hear ya. I know. So, I love the fact, though, that you want your kids to save some money, and what they do is they are able to take vacation and take
Yes,
their
they
kids
do.
away, and you're saving them a lot of money. So you owe her like $100,000. I'm just
No,
thought
me
I'd
and
let you know.
Grandpa we get a break because we stay home while they go on their trip. So we do our
And recover.
Okay, so
Grandpa does.
the point of all this is I really want you to give her the whole, give her the treatment today. So what are you thinking, Shannon, for her hair?
Well, Catherine has very fine hair, and I can totally understand that and feel for her. So that's why I thought she'd be great. She has a great hairstyle, but what I want to do is just pull everything up and give her more volume. When you have fine hair, it's really important to work with your head shape because hair will fall. Fine hair falls flat very quickly. So if you lift it up and work with the head shape, it stays much longer. So I'm just going to pull everything up and give her some body and give her that Elvis look.
Oh, that's right.
She's going to Graceland, so we got to get her going good.
Love it. Okay, now for makeup, Dino, what are you thinking?
Well, she's got such great bone structure, and I love the fact that she's a dancer, so I'm tossed between keeping it more soft and natural and having a little bit of a dance quality to it. Maybe she could go on that show they have on TV.
Oh, you know what? I wouldn't mind being taught by the young boy Derek. You mean on
You're up with the shows,
Yes,
eh?
I love watching that. Sorry.
No problem.
I would want him to teach me a few steps because he's very good.
He's very good,
Yes,
isn't
he
he? Well, you know what? I don't know. How should you do this? Are you going to go all glam? Are you going to
Really tossed. I feel like a salad. So I think we're going to have to wait for it to play out and see
You know what? Let's just, can you surprise me?
You got it.
And can we give Catherine a hand while we get started on this makeover? You go for it, honey. They're going to take you back there, and you're going to have a blast. And so are you at home, because while she's getting made over, we are going to show you some Mad Men-inspired fashion with Lynn Spence doing our fashion shows today. Yay! Good to have you. Okay, so I'm very much a fan of the show, but also just of this era. You know, this era when a man was a man and a woman was a woman, and femininity is really shown in the clothing. Banana Republic has really embraced this with their new line, haven't they?
Janie Bryant, who is the designer for Mad Men, collaborated with the creative director from Banana Republic. So this is really right on target. It's perfect, absolutely brilliant.
Okay.
So we're going to start with Amanda right away. So not only have they certainly have done an ode to Mad Men, but they've also taken into account what's going on runways that have already been represented in magazines.
Right.
And that is animal print and reptile. And it is, I have never seen a trend as strong as this one across the board. So I think that something that is as subtle as this in an animal print, like a cheetah print, you can't go wrong with, because it is a classic at the same time, and it's in a classic trench.
Yeah.
But it's very, very lightweight and incredibly packable. And if you were traveling at all, it would be fantastic. And it can be dressed up and it can be dressed down with jeans really easily.
Well, take a look at the frames of your glasses.
Yeah, they're sort of a horn or a tortoise shell, and
Yeah.
that seems to be what's going on.
That's everywhere.
I did a great little clutch also, but I'm going to say to the girls, mix up your lizards and your animal prints, mix up your animals
Right.
and reptiles, and it makes it interesting. And fall florals are huge for fall 2011. And so they've done a beautiful, beautiful rendition of this, and that definitely looks like the Mad Men dress. And that is always accentuating the bust line by doing a lot of seaming and a lot of draping and a lot of pleating. That shoulder is always more of a cap sleeve rather than something that is a little bit more aging, that's very youthful looking. And also just semi-empire. Not right up to below the bust, but just enough so that the skirt appears to be a little bit longer, and often just a great big inverted pleat. All the fabrics are extremely luscious, silks, and very, very beautiful. And then they have this bevy of beautiful jewelry also. So the pearls, the double-stranded pearls, and I think the fact that they are more of a champagne-y tone look phenomenal. And of course they've got shoes. And I would say, don't try to match this. I think that doing the tan pump is certainly in keeping with the whole look of it. And the shoe of the season is definitely a clean pump again.
Right. Okay,
One
we're
of the
back
many
to that.
styles. We're back to that. Thank you
Very
so much.
nice.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Really lovely. Gorgeous. And love the hair too.
Yeah, very
You know
nice.
what? When you're trying to do this style though, because it's retro, but it's not exactly retro. It's updated
Well,
retro,
you don't
right?
want it to be really retro
And you
because you
don't
wouldn't
want it
like
to
the
be.
clothing. You wouldn't.
No.
It's not the same.
No, it's
this
not.
is definitely updated. So the sweaters, of course, that little mohair, very sexy little
Yeah, I
sweater,
love that.
which will go over any little cocktail dress, and it'll go over jeans, but it's beautiful for workwear in lieu of a jacket. But I belted it because I find immediately it defines the waist. If you do the proper skinny belt and do not belt it tightly, because then you get a little bit of overflow. So this is perfect. And then there's an incredible silk shirt underneath, which I would say, if you can, blouson it. It is the season of tucking it in again and blousoning it down. Not every woman is going to feel comfortable doing that, but you would do that with a trouser like this that has no waistband. So that is quite ideal, and it sits just above the hip, which is absolutely lovely, in a tweedy. They're all lined in this beautiful gray tweed, and the trouser, they're going all over the place, but they are slim this season again. Some of them are super wide, but some of them are right to the ankle, which I think is great. Some of them are worn longer, but finally now they're saying straight, and we're going to crop it at the ankle.
Right.
And this is a trouser for every single woman, no matter what size you are, no matter how old you are. It's perfect.
See, that's surprising because a lot of women like myself would look at these and say they're too skinny for me.
No, not at all.
You can pull them off no matter what your
because you
shape.
might wear a jacket that's a little bit longer.
Right,
That's all.
right.
But then we did it with a T-strap shoe, which is
I
a
love
really,
that
really
shoe.
perfect shoe for the season. Again, all from Banana Republic.
Very nice. And if you
Lovely.
want to have that retro look, I think belting it is a great way to do it.
Belting
Thanks, Shannon.
gives it
Thank
that
you.
air.
It
really does.
Yeah, it's very in line with the era.
So
Very nice.
Carolyn is wearing a beautiful tweed skirt and jacket. And what I love about this is that it's cut somewhat like a pea jacket. It's double-breasted, but it has an Edwardian collar that's actually stitched. Now, if somebody really would prefer to have a splayed collar, then they could cut the stitch. But I think that's quite lovely. And when will you turn around for a second, Carolyn? You see, it is really snug on the body. So this is not a straight cut. This is definitely formed to the waist. But that little beautiful back belt is quite lovely. And these very menswear inspired little back flaps, when unpicked, are very pretty too, because what you want to do in this scenario is emphasize the bum. So if your bum sticks out, you're actually doing it. You go for it. Like you want the bum to stick out.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. Was
you
that
want to look like a woman.
It's a very
you want a waist and a bum.
Yes.
It's nice to, you know, have bums in fashion.
Oh, I'm so
Love
grateful.
that.
I am so grateful for
Me
this
too.
time. Thank you very much. And then, of course, it's the bow blouse. And 3/4 sleeve silk. They've done a lot of very beautiful fabrics. And the bow blouse is quite, instead of it being up there, which can look like a little, well, it's just a little too uptight.
Yeah.
I would say drop it down so that if there's a hint of cleavage, that's pretty.
Yeah.
And in the plum colors, because the plums are definitely going to be here again, and you're going to see them in footwear, you're going to see it in so many different parts of fashion. But it's very beautiful in this because it's a nice alternative to something that you might have done in the past, like a taupe or a gray or cream. Oh, I'm so pleased to see that. And then the pearls drop over that pretty little bow. And then the skirt is high-waisted. Now remember, I say this every time, almost 6 feet tall.
Yes.
So on most girls, this is going to be right at the knee, which is really the ideal length for the Mad Men look.
Okay, well, if you love Dawn and Betty Draper and all things 60s, you will want to stay tuned to our next fashion show. Stay with us. It's Fashion Friday. Very nice.
Up next, indulge your inner Betty Draper.
Stunning. And of course, because this is heavy, it hides a multitude of sins. It really acts like a bit of a corset.
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by Hello Magazine, international celebrity and style for Canadians. Look for our exclusive stories and stunning photographs in this week's issue of Hello.